Mr. Trump's foreign policy has left many experts scratching their heads, but he's fighting for redemption on another front, too. Women. According to a CNN ORC poll, 74% of Republican women have an unfavorable view of Mr. Trump. So his camp was doing a little damage control over the weekend. Donald Trump Jr. tweeting this picture of Ivanka Trump's new baby that makes Donald Trump Sr. a grandfather 8 times over. But Senator Ted Cruz is not letting Trump off easy. He insists Trump is afraid of strong women and continues to bash Trump over his attacks on Heidi Cruz. Trump is not backing down either, saying Cruz hit first when a super PAC used a picture of Trump's wife in a Utah ad.
It was a retweet that somebody sent to me, and it was a retweet. Now, look, what he did was far worse. I mean, he takes out a thing and sends it to Utah, to the voters of Utah, and it was a cover shoot, and it was, by a big magazine. She was a very, very successful model, big model, and did lots of shoots and lots of cover shoots. And to send that like it was some kind of a bad picture was disgusting to me. I thought it was disgusting. And they put they make me like the bad guy here. I'm just responding to what he does. I respond. I counterpunch.
All right, so let's talk about this. I'm joined by CNN political commentator and former Capitol Hill Communications Director Tara Setmeyer, along with national political commentator for USA Radio Networks and Donald Trump surrogate Scotty Nell Hughes. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thanks to you both for being here. Tara, I want to start with you because you wrote an op-ed on this very topic. Can Mr. Trump because, this poll is damaging, right? 74% of Republican women hold an unfavorable view of him.
Yeah, that's a pretty astounding number, and it's been over 50% for a very long time as well. So it's not like this poll is an outlier. Donald Trump's negatives outweigh his positives across the board, except in the Republican primary. And even there's some questions about whether he can ever get above 40%, because he has yet to reach the 50% threshold, unlike Ted Cruz, who actually hit the over 50% threshold twice in 2 states. But, this is something that people are very familiar with Donald Trump, right? He has 100% name ID. He's been in the public eye for 30 years or so. It's very difficult to change people's minds this much. When you're looking at 74% of women in a general election have an unfavorable view of you, what are you going to do? All you have to do, when he's up against Hillary Clinton, I can already see the Democratic ad guys looking at this and going, okay, we're going to pull out every single quote that Donald Trump has said about women, the fat pigs, you look with the face of a dog, a woman who was a lawyer who was asked for a break to breastfeed during a deposition with him. He called her disgusting. That's a professional woman because she was deposing him, so he didn't like that. She's disgusting. Going after Heidi Cruz because of her past bout with depression, which millions of women suffer from. It's a very real thing. Using that as a political threat during a Twitter rant is despicable. These kinds of things, women see this and they go, this is not a guy that I feel has my best interest in mind. He can use whatever slogans he wants and tell people he loves women, but his record, his own words, his own behavior does not show that.
So Scotty, no matter who is at fault, why doesn't Mr. Trump just take the high road?
I think he does a couple of times. So let me just point out, unfavorable does not mean not voting for, especially when you're going up against Hillary Clinton or whoever the Democrats decide to put forward. So just because it says it's unfavorable, sure, I might not agree 100% with who any politician says. In fact, that's a good thing. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to go swing over and throw a temper tantrum and vote for the Democrats.
I don't know. Do you have a daughter or a little sister?
I absolutely. In fact, I'm very, today's our 8th birthday, and I'm taking her to Trump Towers to see Mr. Trump and to see everything he's built, because that's why people like him, is because we have children and they can see what hard work does pay off, whether you're a male or female. I show her who Ivanka Trump is.
Stop for a second. So your 8-year-old niece, right? Is that what you said? 8-year-old niece?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so how do you explain to her these things that Donald Trump says about women?
Real simple. Stick and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You know what? I'm sorry. You're sitting here talking about words. I look at actions. I want my daughter to base her career on actions and the actions of Mr. Trump and what he has done for women, how he promotes women within his own company, how he promotes his own daughter and the women within his own family, and how protective he is of those women. That speaks a lot louder than any words that might be spoken. And I give women a lot more credit. They don't just go for, talking points. They actually go for what they produce. And you look at the jobs Mr. Trump has produced. You look at how protective he is and what the things he has built. That right there, I think, will appeal to women. He might be unfavorable in opinion, but that doesn't mean when they go into the ballot box that they won't push the button for him.
Do you agree with that, Tara?
Can I address that? No, absolutely not. In the Bible it says the power of life and death is in your words, okay? Words matter. Out of the abundance of your heart, so shall the mouth speak, okay? Words absolutely do matter, and to dismiss what someone has to say, I think is completely disingenuous. So you're going to teach your kids or your niece that material
no, it's my
wealth,
daughter. It's my daughter.
Your daughter.
Sorry,
So material wealth, it supersedes someone's character, integrity, their own actions. But because they build tall towers and they've hired some people, their character and integrity doesn't matter. I think that is
no. Words don't reflect character and integrity. You want to talk about character and integrity?
What you speak, what you say does reflect your character and integrity.
Yeah,
so
when you're not running for president.
Yes, it does. Donald Trump
there is no man of stronger character and integrity has been proven
the man who's been married 3 times, who publicly shamed his wife when he was cheating on her with his mistress. That's a man of integrity for you. A man who
sat there and paid a woman's farm off after her husband committed suicide to get money. A
measure of a man's integrity is how they handle adversity.
I'm going to stop this
right here. The measure of a man's integrity is how he handles adversity, and the way he handles adversity is by lashing out at women.
I have to leave it here. Thanks to both of you. Tara Setmeyer, Scotty Nell Hughes, thank you.